It kind of all started. Me and my brother were into skating when we were maybe 12 or 13 years old, and we used to come up here when the previous owner had it, and found out that it was actually closing down. So we went to a city hall meeting about what they were going to do with the skate park, and my dad kind of stepped in and said he'd be interested in maybe helping out. And then years later, it turned into pretty much his whole life, and now here we are.
My name's Dan Hatcher, and we actually started operating Graffiti Skate Zone in 2000. However, the skate park was here prior to me doing it. We actually kind of fell into it. We weren't looking to run a skate park. It just happened to be we were into skating, and we started coming here with my kids actually started coming. And the main thing that's really a cool story to tell is it originated ideally from a skateboarder who was a teenage kid who actually used to come here and skate before it was ever even a skate park. It used to actually be shuffleboard courts. And he would come here and skate and then get run off and yelled at, and ultimately he wound up going to the city with a petition of signatures saying, hey, we need a place to skate. Will you let us build some ramps back there where the shuffleboard court is, because no one is using the shuffleboard courts. And so they said no, and he just persisted and finally got them to agree, hey, yes, okay, fine, we'll let you put some ramps back there. And they had actually no idea that it would turn out to be so popular. So when he built a few ramps, all of a sudden, literally hundreds of kids started coming.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been coming here, and I've created friends that have turned into family. I've known them for 10, 12, 13 years. And I mean, it's just something hard to explain.
It's changed my life. The people here, just coming here every day, all the friends, skaters, Dan, positive impact on my life.
It's been a huge impact on my life, a lot more than a lot of people realize. It's one of those things. When I was at that adolescent age, 16, 17, I could have definitely seen myself going completely opposite direction, and it just kind of kept my mindset. It gave me something to occupy my time with and kind of gave me goals to reach for.
The skate park's been an impact to me just by like all the people I've met here. Like I'd say all my friends and like future friends I've met from here, and basically just like everything Dan does for us, we're kind of like his kids. Like it's not really like more like a team rider type thing. Like it's like our second dad basically, and this place is just like, we learn so much about like life and just learn a lot from just this place.
If it wasn't for this park, the home park, I wouldn't be riding anymore. That'd be for sure. It's definitely kept me out of a lot of things, kept me out of trouble, so it's meant a lot.
My son has been going here since he's been 4 years old. It's given him a lot of self-esteem. It has taught him to be very competitive. He travels the country skating. He meets new people. It's really just been a real positive impact, because skateboarding is year-round. It's not like football or baseball where you have a season and then you're off for 6 or 7 months. Skateboarding's year-round. And so he's always up here, he's always interacting, and it's been very positive for him.
I personally have done different events here to reach out to the community through the work that I do, which is youth ministry. And so Graffiti's always definitely been a part of the community. He's always trying to reach out to the community. Not only that, but Dan Hatcher, the owner, he has such a heart for the kids that come here that, the impact that graffiti has in the community goes beyond just skateboarding. He's really attentive to what's going on with them personally, what's going on in their family life, their school life, and he does whatever he can whenever he needs to for them.
It went through some transformations, a couple of little ups and downs, and they actually had a little problem with trying to find the right people to come in and keep it sustainable and make it stay in operation, basically. And next thing you know, they were talking about closing it down, and we were like, wait a minute, there's people that want to do this, why would we want to close it? So I wound up just saying, hey, I'll help. And next thing I know, I had the city calling me saying, hey, we want you to run the skate park. So here we are. When we started the skate park in 2000, what we did was we created some new obstacles that would spur more interest from the kids in the community and let them know that we were actually here to support what they were doing. And what we didn't realize is that we didn't know that there would be so many kids that would come because of just showing a little bit of interest in what it is that they wanted, to see, or that find somebody that was actually interested in what they were doing. So literally we had lines of kids on any given day. In the beginning, we didn't even open every day. We only opened on like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But literally, I can't even exaggerate this enough. We would have on a Saturday 150 kids showing up. It was crazy. You couldn't even let all the kids in because it would just be too many kids within the facility. So we'd have a line of kids waiting to get in and all that. Well, anyway, with all of that transpiring, we started asking a lot of kids about, hey, well, are you guys interested in, going beyond just skating at your local skate park? Do you want to compete in some competitions somewhere else? Or do you want to go to other facilities? Or are you interested? I mean, how much are you interested in skating? And so many of them were like, oh, we'd love to be pro, or we'd love to be AM, or yeah, we'd love to go compete. Or so we then realized, hey, it's no different than any other sport, really. They just want to take their passion and develop it as much as they possibly can. So that's how our idea for the team came about. And so about 2 years in, after we kind of settled down a little bit and tried to get a little more organized, we created a format for a team that is really at this point about the longest running organized team in the state of Florida.
First off, when they're young, they have to keep their grades up in school. We all know the importance of education. So without a good grade, they can't be on the team. And that has been a driving force for many of these kids.
We were building the team. We were starting the team, so the vibe was like kind of more of like just everyone was super eager and really like pushing each other, and we really didn't know what we were really doing. We were just kind of all hanging out, having a good time. And as time progressed, the vibe got, we got more competitive. We started traveling more, doing contests more. So that vibe just got more of almost like a team, like we were on a team, like a soccer team, football team, and not so independent. And now, like with this new generation coming up, all these young kids, that same vibe. It's just like it's a positive, like almost like a team sport now with the kids on the team now. So it's always been like a really good, fun vibe where everyone's motivating and pushing each other, and it's like that friendly competition. I think it's a really good thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, it actually brings a lot of these kids together, even though it's an independent sport.
He first made the team when he was 5 years old, and so he's going on his 12th year as being on the skate team. And not only the camaraderie of friends that he's been associated with over the years, he's grown as being a part of something, being a part of something that will influence his life later on. Whether it's skating, whether it's anything else, he's learned a lot of life lessons here in general being on the team. And it's been a real positive impact for him, at least. And me as a parent, it's been more of a godsend, because I know that he can come here, skate, hang out with friends. We can take him all over the country. He can compete, he can skate, and he enjoys it. He loves it. And that's what this park provides and has provided over the years. I just wish the city would help out a little bit more.
One of the cool things would be to see more people from the community get behind what's happening here, understanding that this place is here for the community and for the future of this community, which is the kids that that come here and skate. And another great thing would be if the city really got behind the skate park and supported the skate park, in whatever way they could, not just financially, but in whatever way possible, to see better facility and continue to improve on the skate park.
It's hard because there's not a lot of support from I would say the city and the county with skateboarding. We're still in a lot of ways looked at as nuisances, and it's, occasionally they'll throw up a free skate park here or there, but the problem is they throw up a skate park and they leave it, and there's no one to run it. There's no one like Dan to make sure that things are staying in order, that it is a safe place to go skate.
Well, first off, supporting our skateboarders and our bikers is really important. These are kids that just want to stay healthy. They're out doing a good thing. They're not hurting anything or anybody. They always need upgrades to the park. The ramps constantly need to be repaired.
So our facility right now is in need of a major overhaul. It also is in really dire need of being covered in some way or enclosed in some way. So we've been trying to pursue lots of different avenues that we possibly could either, close in the facility that we're at, or maybe move the facility to some place where we could be enclosed and not be subject to the weather and the climate, conditions or whatever that happen in our area, Plus, it would allow us to also open the door to many, many, many more programs and activities that we could include not only the kids that are coming now, but kids that aren't even coming, or parents or whomever in the community. So,
as you can tell, we live in Florida. It's an outside skate park. It rains every single day. It's hard to keep the wood, everything maintained. Screws come loose, the wood warps. It'd just be awesome to see, people, the community all come together, help us get all the skate park together, fix it up even, and eventually, hopefully, we can see it indoors one day. Get away from all the rain, all the bad weather, and hopefully that can happen.
They budget for basketball courts, for tennis courts, for baseball fields, for football fields, and a lot of those things, a lot of those activities are seasonal, but they budget for them. Skateboarding is a growing sport. It's starting to becoming mainstream now, and I wish the city would take that in consideration, because the kids that come here and skate, especially at Graffiti, need a place to skate, and it's an activity. Football has their 60-minute a week thing that they're doing, and skateboarding is an activity that the kids do every single day. It's a mainstream activity, and I wish the city would consider that and budget even a little bit of money to help their city skate park out. There's kids that just like the exercise. Whether they compete or not, they just want to get out and jump on a skateboard and compete. And the city needs to recognize that, and the city needs to budget money for this activity. And it just makes me upset that they don't do that.
I just think we're at an impasse right now where we have some hard decisions to make, and in order for us to be able to continue going and improving, we're going to have some sort of funding or support in some way that's going to enable us to do one of or few of those things that I mentioned previously, and that is, to either rebuild the facility we have, or enclose it somehow, or find an indoor closure somewhere. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to continue going to where we're at. So the demise of graffiti will be based on how much support we can get or garner up or whatever. We can keep it going here as long as we can until we have to pretty much tear down things as they become unusable. And then if we have funding of some sort, we can rebuild something back. It's in my heart, so my passion for it is never going to end. We have a little thing around here. We all say graffiti for life, and the kids that have been here for a long time tag a lot of things that they write, graffiti for life or GSC for life. And I still feel that way, no matter what.